Can anybody hear me? Hi, Jivan, can you hear me?
Yes, Altabai. Yes, I can listen to you.
Thank you. Nice seeing you after a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time because I was also a little bit sick in between. So now it's better.
Sorry to hear that you have been unwell. How are you feeling now? How is your family?
Yeah, it's fine now. We were suffered by dengue.
Yeah, no wonder you look little pale, little
Yeah,
kind of weaker, and your voice also is a little different.
yeah, yeah. After dengue, yeah, it became weak. It's already 1 month, but now it's better.
I see. How is Anup and rest of our friends up there?
Yeah, he was also suffered by dengue, but now he's also fine. He's joining after 15, 20 minutes. He's on the way back home.
I see. I see.
So how are you all?
We are okay here. Our Omicron or whatever it is on the downswing. But we have a kind of dengue fever right
Again.
now going through mainly in Dhaka area.
Mhm.
Weather is as usual in this season. It is hot and humid. But this year we had less rain than usual in the rainy season.
But here in Kathmandu, this year it's really spreading too much. It's almost all the area of Nepal.
Mhm.
I think most of the time in your post, so it's fine. That's everything is fine.
Yeah, host, they were in another meeting and
Oh,
oh, they should be on any
so
time because it's time.
it's already 5:20 here in Nepal.
Hmm. And in Bangladesh, we had quite a bit of celebration in last week when our women football team came from Nepal.
Oh, yes,
They
yes, yes,
won the
yes.
SAF game, they became the champion and brought the
Yes.
huge trophy. The
It's a
reception,
congratulations to you as well because
thank you.
it was really a nice game.
Thank you, brother.
Nepal also tried a lot. They beat the India, but not to Bangladesh.
Thank, thank you. And as I was saying that we were very happy, uh, excited, and the huge reception at the airport itself, and then all the way they were taken to the football headquarters in the
Yeah,
town, and that was quite a thing. It is a distance of less than half an hour, but it was so
it's a
crowded
big
that day.
celebration.
People were so jubilant. It took 4 hours.
Yeah, it's a long way, but it's very nice and nice game.
Yes, yes. No, our girls picked up well, I would say.
How is Jiva? Jiva, they're doing fine. And all
Our
the friends.
senior vice president Ziba is in London. She should be
Oh,
coming back next week.
uh-huh.
I mean, the first week of next month. Then
Mhm.
our Moni, Farida Moni Appa, our cultural secretary, she is doing all right.
Uh-huh.
On next Saturday, 1st of October, we are going
Mhm.
to have a lunch meeting to celebrate 73rd
Okay.
National Day of China, then International Elder People's Day, as well as our
Ah,
organization's bi-monthly meeting. So
Okay.
we are going to have a big lunch on that day. We'll send you
On
the
1st
photographs.
October. On 1st October.
On 1st
It's
October,
the
around
October
1
Day
o'clock in
of
the
China,
afternoon.
no?
1st October, around 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
In,
Good.
in, in that special place where you also stayed, Gulshan Club.
Ah, Gulshan, yes, yes. Where we stayed there.
Right, right.
Mhm.
We have,
Big hall.
in Gulshan Club, we have a new building now, 11 storied.
Oh, in the same place, same place.
Amma, what? Mama meeting එකේ ඉන්නේ අම්මා. ගෝටා.
ඒ ලොකු මැඩම් කොහෙන්දෝ මම
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to this magnificent ceremony after a very long silence. And we're just about to announce a few announcements. Kindly request all of you, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, invitees, and fellow members of the associations to keep your mobile phones either muted or else on silent mode. During the process, we'd like to ensure that there's no disturbances are taking place during the speeches. So ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a great pleasure to welcome all of you to the 73rd anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China under the theme, Glory of Sri Lanka-China Friendship. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are awaiting the arrival of the chief guest, Mr. Dinesh Gunawardena, Honorable Prime Minister of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, and the Minister of Public Administration, Home Affairs, Provincial Councils, and Local Government. As the chief guest arrives with the ambassador from the People's Republic of China to Sri Lanka, kindly request all of you, ladies and gentlemen, to rise from your respective seats. And also, there will be few speeches, so the gentlemen and ladies who are going to come on stage and deliver their speeches and their presentations, may I kindly request all of you to come and stand behind this lectern, which I stand, because the lectern onto my right is being allocated to the chief guest and the guest of honor. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are witnessing the arrival of His Excellency Mr. Ki Ching-hong, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China in Sri Lanka. And Madam Jing Qian, the spouse of His Excellency, the Ambassador. Until we witness the arrival of the chief guest, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a prelude to this very special occasion. So this year, Sri Lanka and China are celebrating 65th anniversary of diplomatic relations and 70th anniversary of Rubber Rights Pact. As we all know, ladies and gentlemen, the relationship between Sri Lanka and China, well, that takes a long way to many hundreds of years. Well, that extend to the arrival of Fahian long time ago, and then the Silk Route was always passing through this beautiful island nation. And then to now it is said, history repeats, and as you all know, One Belt, One Road initiative, well, it is repeating the history. So starting from the reigns of, or rather the Chiang Kai-shek, the Kuomintang rule in China to Mao Zedong, it had been a long march. So the tie-ups between Sri Lanka and China, well, it runs way back from that history. So even to date, China is one of the best friends of this beautiful island nation. So if I may take you through quickly about the relationship between this country, China-Sri Lanka relationships, or rather the relations between these two beautiful nations. Well, diplomatic relations between Sri Lanka and China were established in 1957. The first agreement after establishing diplomatic relations was on economic and technical cooperation, signed in 1962. Following Prime Minister Sirimao Bandaranaike's visit to China. This helped Sri Lanka receive more assistance towards infrastructure projects, such as the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall, the BMICH, which is iconic in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a magnificent mammoth mansion or a fortress or a massive complex donated by our dear friends, the People's Republic of China. In 1963, the two countries signed an agreement on commercial maritime relations. The China-Sri Lanka Joint Trade Committee was formed in 1982, while an agreement on economic and trade cooperation signed in 1984. These two agreements were merged in 1991 to form Sri Lanka-Chinese Joint Commission. The Joint Commission had a broader objective, including the exchange of information and the extension of loan facilities for various development projects. In the year 1994, Sri Lanka-Chinese Business Cooperation Council was established with the objective of further improvement, or rather improving, trade and investment relations between the two countries. Regarding the cooperation in international forums, Sri Lanka co-sponsored the draft resolution that facilitated China's admission to the UN Security Council in 1971. Sri Lanka also supported China's entry to the World Trade Organization in 2001. Well, the 21st century changed the geopolitical situation in the whole world. Well, we know that there had been many eras of changes, and then 21st century had been significant. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so they say, or everybody here in this forum, all knowledgeable, educated, well-read, learned invitees, excellencies, and friends. You know, we call it, the modern world is a VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, chaotic, and ambiguous. Well, those who can see, or those who can envisage what could happen, the probability, or those who have mastered in drills will always survive and thrive in a VUCA world. So it is with the agenda of the day. There's a slight change in the agenda, or rather an adjustment. So the organizing committee has just now informed, as the chief guest will get slightly late, that we should proceed with the commencement of this program. So ladies and gentlemen, may I have the privilege of inviting the guests of honor, His Excellency Ki Seng-yong, Ambassador of People's Republic of China in Sri Lanka, and Madam Chin Chiang, along with the following invitees, dignitaries, and friends, to walk up to the center of the hall and take part in lighting of the traditional oil lamp. Well, to start the proceedings by keeping up with the rich traditions of Sri Lanka. And I would also like to invite Mr. Anand Gunatilaka, President, Sri Lanka-China Friendship Association, Dr. Vipula Jayampati, Vice President, Sri Lanka-China Society, Mr. Nalin Aponsu, President, Sri Lanka-China Journalist Forum, Mr. Sumati Dharmavardhana, President of Sri Lanka-China Buddhist Friendship Association, and Ms. Surani Senanayaka, Mr. KDS Ruan Chandra, Secretary to the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Aviation, and also Mr. Indranand Abesekara, President, Association of Sri Lanka-China Social and Cultural Cooperation. Your Excellency, Madam, and distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, the names were announced, and may I kindly request all of you to come and light the traditional oil lamp. The blowing of the conch shell and the traditional Kandyan drums brings blessing with the lighting of the traditional oil lamp. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now again kindly request all of you to rise for the national anthems of Democratic Republic of Sri Lanka and People's Republic of China. Please remain standing for both national anthems. Sri Lanka Mata, Sri Lanka, Namo, 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 Namo Mata, Sundara Sri Varini, Surani Adi Sadhana Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You may now take your respective seats. Ladies and gentlemen, we are with the 73rd anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China, glory of Sri Lanka-China friendship. And this year, Sri Lanka and China are celebrating 65th anniversary of diplomatic relations and 70th anniversary of Rubber Rice Pact. I was just tipped that the chief guest is just close by. The Association for Sri Lanka-China Social and Cultural Cooperation, along with the rest of the associations affiliated to China, ASLCSCC is the main organizer. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are witnessing the arrival of the chief guest, Honorable Prime Minister of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka and the Minister of Public Administration, Home Affairs, Provincial Council and Local Government, Mr. Dinesh Gunawardena. That's a grand welcoming to the chief guest at the 73rd anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China under the theme Glory of Sri Lanka and China Friendship. We are pleased and honored by the presence of Mr. Dinesh Gunawardena, Honorable Prime Minister of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, and the Honorable Minister of Public Administration, Home Affairs, Provincial Councils, and Local Government. We are honored by your presence, sir, amidst your busy schedules. And ladies and gentlemen, now to welcome all of you to this magnificent ceremony, may I have the pleasure in welcoming, or rather inviting, Mr. Dunil Heyantudua, Deputy President, Association of Sri Lanka-China Social and Cultural Cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dunil Heyantudua.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to mention that this Friendship Forum is being held today to celebrate the 73rd National Day of the People's Republic of China. As friendship associations, we thought to celebrate this occasion commemorating the work done by all the associations. This kind of feature is done to express our gratitude when China implements many hospitality projects for our people. I believe that all of you will be able to confirm the contribution made to people friendship from the presentation made by the associations on this Friendship Forum. With this brief mention, I would like to welcome all the distinguished guests here. I would like to welcome respectfully all the reverend theros who are participating in this occasion. I warmly and respectfully welcome the chief guest, Honorable Dinesh Gunawardena, Prime Minister of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. At the same time, I warmly and respectfully welcome the guest of honor, His Excellency Xi Jinping, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China in Sri Lanka, and Madam Jing Shan. I would like to welcome Madam Surani Senanayaka. Then Mr. KDS Ruan Chandra, Secretary to the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Aviation. Mr. Anand Gunatilaka, President of Sri Lanka-China Friendship Association and members of that association. Mr. Vipula Jayampati, President of Sri Lanka-China Society and its members. Mr. Nalin Aponsu, President of the Sri Lanka-China Journalists Forum and members of the association. Mr. Sumati Dharmawardena, President of Sri Lanka-China Buddhist Friendship Association and its members. Mr. Indrananda Abesekara, President of the Association of Sri Lanka-China Social and Cultural Cooperation and its members. At the same time, I would like to welcome Mr. Raja Maheshwaran, Managing Director at U-Tron Electronics Company Limited, Beijing. All the staff of the Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Sri Lanka. Mrs. Pradeepa Samarasinghe, Principal of Devi Balika Vidyalaya. Mrs. Nayana Vanyarachi, Principal of President's Girls College. Member of the Sri Lanka Overseas Chinese Associations and member of the Chinese Chamber of Commerce. At the same time, I would like to welcome leaders of Sri Lanka Wushu Federation, Sri Lanka Thai Chi Association, Sri Lanka Qigong Association, Sri Lanka-China Youth Friendship Association. Finally, I would like to welcome all the members of electronic and print media and all the distinguished guests. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dunil Heyantudua. Well, China, as a global superpower, is very famous for circus, so as dancing. Well, if you check the similarities or compare the similarities of the two countries, well, Sri Lanka is very famous for dancing, Kandyan dancing, and still fishermen. Not much about circus, but at this moment, before we step into the rest of the speeches and the celebrations, Your Excellencies and dear friends, we have a young troupe of dancers from the capital city of this country, from Sri Jayawardenepura. Well, this dance act is a different kind of a welcome to this particular event. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me have the pleasure in inviting the beautiful choreographers from the President's Girls' School of Sri Jayawardenepura to perform on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the Puja dance. Put your hands together and welcome these beautiful choreographers, school children on stage.
Shri Deva Bhagavato Muniraj Saranam Gata Kunda Krita Kunda Jina Kunda Varnam Gata Kamala Mudunati Muni Vandamanam Kita Jenu Shri Vandami Satanam Shri Deva Bhagavato Muniraj Saranam Gata Kunda Krita Kunda Dina Kunda Varnam Gata Kamala Mudunati Muni Vandamanam Kita Jenu Shri Vandami Satanam Nada no handa asa asa
A modernized hybrid version of puja dance, almost a welcome dance for the this magnificent ceremony, beautifully performed by the young schoolgirls from President's College Girls' School, Navala. And the training, the choreography was done by the dancing teacher of the President's College, Miss Sujiva Lienage. So ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are moving on to the very purpose of this August ceremony. Well, after the dance or the welcome dance, I would like to now bring on, not on the stage, but on the digital screen, a video message. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Ling Sonshen of Chinese People's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries will now present on the digital screen. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Lin Sonshen.
尊敬的斯里兰卡总理迪内什古内瓦德纳阁下，尊敬的戚正红大使阁下，尊敬的斯里兰卡各位对华友好组织负责人，各位朋友、女士们、先生们，大家好！很荣幸受邀出席斯里兰卡5大友好组织为庆祝新中国成立73周年举办的友好招待会。 支持我谨代表中国人民对友好协会向兄弟的斯里兰卡人民致以亲切问候和良好祝愿，向长期致力于中斯友好的各界朋友表示衷心感谢和崇高敬意。今年是值得中斯共同纪念的重要年份。70年前，中斯2个新生国家克服困难，排除干扰，签署了 米交协定，打开了2国友好交往的大门。建交65年来，中斯2国政府和人民始终遵循和平共处5项原则：平等互信、真诚相待、相互尊重、相互帮助。在涉及彼此核心利益和重大关键问题上，始终相互理解和支持，坚定维护2国各自和共同利益。 去年是中国共产党成立100周年，习近平总书记代表中国共产党专员宣告，经过中国政府和人民团结奋斗，中国如期打赢了脱贫攻坚战，如期实现了第1个100年奋斗目标，如期建成了全面小康社会目标，让14亿多中国人民一个都不少的摆脱了绝对贫困，正向着 全体人民共同富裕的社会主义现代化目标迈进。在中国共产党坚强领导下，中国创造了经济快速发展和社会长期稳定2大奇迹，不仅造福了进占世界总人口20%的中国人民，且为包括斯里兰卡在内的广大发展中国家提供了新的选择和新的合作机遇。 中国已成为维护世界和平、促进共同发展的重要力量。为建设一个更加美好的世界，习近平主席提出了共建人类命共同体的重要理念，和“一带一路”倡议、全球发展倡议、全球安全倡议等新思想、新举措。中国正全面贯彻新发展理念，致力同世界各国合作共赢、共同发展。 我们欣喜地看到， 中斯共商共建共享“一带一路”取得了重要进展。中国已成为斯里兰卡最大贸易伙伴和投资旅游主要来源国。两国友好互利合作已给两国人民带来了实实在在的福祉。科伦坡港口城汉班托塔港综合开发项目已成为两国共建“一带一路”的旗舰项目，为当地创造了10万个就业机会，培训了数万名技术和管理人才，为斯里兰卡进一步实现自主可持续发展奠定了坚实基础。我们注意到，全球新冠肺炎疫情等天灾和乌克兰危机等地缘政治人祸接踵而来，全球产业链、供应链、资金链安全稳定遭受严重破坏，全球能源、粮食、金融危机引发了世界，特别是发展中国家人民的生产、生活和生存危机。斯里兰卡就是其中的受害者之一。在这艰难时刻，中国政府和人民始终坚定不移地同斯里兰卡政府和人民站在一起，共克时艰。事实反复证明，维护和发展好中斯友好互利合作，有利促进两国各自发展，符合两国人民的根本利益，也凝聚着两国历代领导人的鲜血，体现了两国人民的共同愿望。再过10多天，中国共产党第20次全国代表大会即将胜利召开，将全面系统总结过去5年取得历史性成就，科学规划未来5年乃至更长时期的发展目标任务和大政方针政策，对中国乃至世界的未来均具有重大深远意义。中国人民对外友好协会心系长期为中斯友好事业做出突出贡献的老朋友、好朋友，我们对斯里兰卡朋友面临的暂时困难感同身受，对斯里兰卡发挥自身区位优势、自然资源和人力资源优势，实现发展振兴充满信心，并愿同四方毫无保留地分享中国改革开放与卷平发展的经验，为斯里兰卡朋友渡过难关提供力所能及的帮助，支持斯里兰卡实现自主可持续发展，彻底摆脱贫困。本会愿同四方各界朋友一道，秉持米交协定精神，积极推进两国地方政府、友好组织、友好人士、智库、媒体、青年等民间领域的友好交流，推动双方经贸、科技、文化、教育和能力建设等领域的互利合作，为两国真诚互助、世代友好的战略合作伙伴关系迈上新台阶，贡献民间智慧和力量。本人期待早日率团访问贵国，也非常热诚欢迎各位朋友适时到访中国，让我们团结起来，共同开创中斯关系更加美好的未来。祝中斯友谊万古长青，祝斯里兰卡发展振兴，人民幸福。谢谢大家。
Well, the message was very clear. Well, one of my teachers told me China was developed based on 3 Ds, that is democracy, development, and discipline. And I was told Chinese rulers then put those 3 Ds in order. Number 1, discipline. Number 2, development. Number 3, democracy. Well, that's a fantastic lesson I learned from my good old teacher. I think China worked towards objective, very clear, with a lot of discipline, developed, and then think of democracy. Well, quite a lot of lessons to learn from our great friend, People's Republic of China. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let me now invite another very important personality to deliver his speech. He is the president of Sri Lanka-China Friendship Association. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Mr. Ananda Gunathilaka. Mr. Gunathilaka, may I please request you to come from this side? Okay.
අයිබෝවන් පැමිණි සිටින සියලුම සම්භවනීය ආරාධිතයන්ට සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක් වේවා. අතිශයින් සංක්ෂිප්ත වන මගේ මෙම ආරම්භක දේශනය උත්සවයේ අවශ්‍යතාවයට අනුකූලව ඉංග්‍රීසි භාෂාවෙන් පැවැත්වීමට මේ ගරු සභාවේ අවසරය මම ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා. Good evening to all distinguished participants. The chief guest of the ceremonial forum, Honorable Dinesh Gunawardena, the Prime Minister of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. Guest of honor, His Excellency T. Jian Hong, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China in Sri Lanka. Lady Jin Chiang, the spouse of His Excellency, councillors and other distinguished guests from Chinese Embassy, ladies and gentlemen. Today, being the 28th September of 2022, we're in the lineup of a few historic events. 3 days later from today, October 1st marks the 73rd anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. Then, within a few days' time from today, on October 16th, the making 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China will start, attended by 2,296 party delegates, and be declared open by the General Secretary of the Communist Party of China, President Xi Jinping. A week back, on 21st of September 2022, we, the Sri Lanka-China Friendship Association, marked the 72nd anniversary of the establishment of our organization, Sri Lanka-China Friendship Association, then under the name of Ceylon-China Friendship Union, with Prime Minister Honorable Dinesh Gunawardena's mother, Madam Kusuma Gunawardena, as the first chairperson of our association. We are proud to recall that our association was established by the original organizers, that was the Ceylon Communist Party, on the 21st of September 1950, exactly 1 year after the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference was summoned in Beijing with Chairman Mao Zedong as the first chairman. External forces, media mongers, imperialists, hegemonic and expansionist enemies, and their agents have unleashed and are still spreading a torrent of anti-China propaganda. We, the Sri Lanka-China Friendship Association, are confident that threefold factors of the Communist Party of China, the correct political guidelines, the socio-economic strength, and the long-standing diplomacy based on 5 principles of peaceful coexistence will definitely stand up like an everlasting great wall to defend and to crush all hostile forces. Since the beginning, the government of Sri Lanka the progressive forces led by the organized working class, the people stood up with the victory of Chinese Revolution and the People's Republic of China. Our country was the 13th nation of the world over to recognize New China in 1950 as a sovereign independent state, then to establish bilateral trade relationship in 1952, to establish diplomatic relations between our two countries in 1957, to stick to unconditionally one China policy until day the China took up a correct position, lawful state of United Nations, and then onwards, to this day onwards, for the reunification of China, that is the return of Taiwan Island to Chinese nation. The SLCFA firmly believed from its beginning that relationship between our two nations stand on principles of peaceful coexistence, the struggle against colonialism, imperialism, hegemonism, and of all forms would continue to do so. During the past, and especially today, Sri Lanka-China Friendship Association had stood up on numerous occasions to combat imperialist propaganda and to forcefully emphasize our position along with the correct international position of China. We, the SLCFA, that Sri Lanka-China Friendship Association, never hide our words or our principal stand. When we make our voice heard the world over, we definitely will continue to do so. As we celebrate the Chinese National Day, let's work together to overcome economic, social, political, and diplomatic difficulties of the mankind in order to create a peaceful world to pave way for a collective development of mankind. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ananda Gunatilaka, President, Sri Lanka-China Friendship Association. Ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker this evening is Dr. Vipula Jayampati. Please welcome on stage the Vice President, Sri Lanka-China Society, Dr. Vipula Jayampati.
Good evening to everybody. Honorable Buddhist clergy, Honorable Dinesh Gunawardena, Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, Your Excellency Kai Sheng Hong, the Ambassador, People's Republic of China to Sri Lanka, dear Madam, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. Actually, today I am speaking to you all with the absence of our President, Mr. Jinit De Silva, due to some illnesses. First of all, I would like to express our heartfelt appreciation to Mr. Indrananda Abesekara, Association for Sri Lanka-China Social and Cultural Cooperation, for inviting us to participate in this grand event to commemorate the 73rd anniversary of founding of People's Republic of China. Friendship entered through the fabulous and traditional Silk Route from ancient China to this land many centuries ago. Since then, China and Sri Lanka have established close relationship in economics and cultural affairs. In any disaster time, China has been among the first to come to Sri Lanka for our assistance. We are very happy to state that People's Republic of China has come forward and assist us for numerous ways, very particularly during COVID-19 situation and present crisis of economy. if I try to elaborate all the donation and assistance given by China and people of China to our people through our society, it takes hours to explain. So I will brief what what we did with them for the last year. It is with great pleasure to inform you that on our request, there were 19 NGOs came forward and helped us with personal protective equipment such as masks, face shields and goggles and many other equipments at that COVID-19 situation to combat with that problem. Estimated value was around 34 million rupees. That's a huge money for our society. Actually, we are proud to say we were the first people to donate all those items to Health Ministry. Those items were the first items used all health sector people to protect themselves. China Friendship Foundation for Peace and Development in China promptly donated 5.25 million rupees to purchase medicine for needy hospitals in Sri Lanka at this present situation. And also it is with great pleasure to inform you that several organizations came forward and granted 1,002 scholarships to our needy students all over the country, 25,000 each as one-time donation. And Amity Foundation in Nanjing, they donated us, they were the biggest donor for us for last year. They gave 12 million rupees to for these needy students all over the country. We spread out those money among 455 school children with their necessaries. Young school children from Hangshu Chai number 3 primary school in Hangshu, they actually by collecting their pocket money, they send us worth of 5.25 million rupees to Sri Lanka to assist for needy students. With that, we gave scholarships, 210 scholarships to all over the country. And also China Poverty Alleviation Foundation donated us 1,000 food parcels to needy schools in Colombo. With His Excellency, we delivered that with the schools this year. Several universities gave around 30 scholarships to study Chinese language online basis to Sri Lanka students. And also Sri Lanka-China Children Art Exhibition, we organized together with Devi Balika Vidyalaya, 19th May 2022, with more than 500 drawings from Chinese students. And also we managed to publish the Sinhala translation of Xi Jinping's The Governance of China, Volume 1 and 3, with consultation of Chinese Embassy in Sri Lanka, and translation was done by our eminent members of our society. And also it is with great pleasure to mention Ms. Dahamsa Dasanaraka, junior member of our society, one junior cultural ambassador, Beijing Winter Olympics 2021 competition was organized by China Cultural and Center in Sri Lanka. Finally, Sri Lanka-China Society highly appreciate the ambassador and all the officials at the Chinese Embassy in Sri Lanka for their untiring assistance for all of our work. We wish all the best People's Republic of China on their 73rd anniversary celebration of the founding of People's Republic of China. Then finally, long live Sri Lanka China friendship. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vipula Jayampati. Ladies and gentlemen, next it will be a speech which will share the experience or the memories. And to do the honors, I would like to invite Mrs. Pradeepa Samarasinghe, principal of Devi Balika Vidyalaya, and also a young student from Devi Balika who will interpret her speech into Chinese. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Mrs. Pradeepa Samarasinghe, principal of Devi Balika Vidyalaya, and the interpreter as well.
ගරුතර මහා සංඝරත්නයන් අවසරයි ශ්‍රී ලංකා ප්‍රජාතාන්ත්‍රික සමාජවාදී ජනරජයේ ගරු අග්‍රාමාත්‍යතුමනි ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ මහජන චීන සමූහ ආණ්ඩුවේ තානාපතිතුමනි සම්භාවනීය අමුත්තනි
尊敬的圣贤，斯里兰卡民主社会主义共和国总理，中华人民共和国驻斯里兰卡大使，尊敬的来宾。
පළමුව මම මාගේ ස්තුතිය පිරිනමනවා මහජන චීන සමූහ ආණ්ඩුවේ 73 වන ජාතික දිනය නිමිත්තෙන් පවත්වනු ලබන උත්සවය සඳහා දේවාලිකා විද්‍යාලයට ආරාධනා කිරීම සම්බන්ධයෙන්
首先，我对邀请这位女子学员参加在中华人民共和国第73个国庆日举行的活动表示感谢。
ශ්‍රී ලංකාව හා මහජන චීන සමූහ ආණ්ඩුව අතර පැවතෙන දිගු කාලීන මිත්‍රත්වය අඛණ්ඩව පවත්වාගෙන යාම සඳහා රටවල් දෙකෙහිම ළමා හා තරුණ පරපුර තුළ අන්‍යෝන්‍ය අවබෝධය සබඳතාවය හා මිත්‍රත්වය ගොඩනැගීම ඉතාමත්ම වැදගත්.
为了结束斯里兰卡和中华人民共和国之间的长期友谊，在两国儿童和青年之间建立相互理解和友谊非常重要。
පාසලක් ලෙස අප එම කාර්යභාරය මැනවින් හඳුනාගෙන ඇති අතර පසුගිය දශකය පුරාවට චිත්‍ර ප්‍රදර්ශන, ඡායාරූප ප්‍රදර්ශන, ශිෂ්‍ය හෝමාරු වැඩසටහන් ආදිය රටවල් දෙකෙහිම දරුවන්ගේ එකමුතුවෙන් පැවැත්වීම මේට එක් උදාහරණයක්.
作为一所学校，我们很理解这一角色，其中就是两国儿童主办艺术、摄影展览、学生交流项目等，是我们最近10年里主办一些活动。
එසේම අප පාසලේ දරුවන්ට චීන භාෂාව විෂයක් ලෙස හැදෑරීමට අවස්ථාව ලබා දීම එම අනාගත සබඳතාවය පවත්වාගෙන යාමට දැමුවා වූ ප්‍රධානම පදනමක්.
此外，为我们学校的孩子提供学习韩语的机会是维持未来关系的主要基础之一。
මේ ක්‍රියාකාරකම් තුළින් චීන තානාපති කාර්යාලය සහ පාසල අතර ඇති වී ඇති බැඳීම නිසා තානාපති කාර්යාලය අප පාසලට ලබා දී ඇති ගෞරවය හා සැලකීම පිළිබඳව අපි සතුටු වෙනවා.
我们很高兴大使馆为我们尊重和关心。
මෙම සබඳතාවය පවත්වාගෙන යාමේදී ශ්‍රී ලංකා චීන සංගමය, ශ්‍රී ලංකා චීන සමාජ හා සංස්කෘතික සහයෝගිතා සංගමය සහ අනෙකුත් මිත්‍රත්ව සංගම් සම්බන්ධීකරණයෙන් දක්වන සහාය අගය කරමින් මහජන චීන සමූහ ආණ්ඩුවේ 73 වන ජාතික දිනයට අප පාසලේ සුබ පිතුම් පිරිනමනවා.
为了维持这种关系，斯里兰卡华人协会正在与斯里兰卡华人协会文化合作协会和其他们友好团体合作，在中华人民共和国第73个国庆节，我们学校向您致以热烈的欢迎。
ස්තුතියි.
谢谢大家。
Thank you very much, Mrs. Pradeepa Samarasinghe, principal of Devi Balika Vidyalaya, and also the young interpreter from Devi Balika. Shall we give another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to the principal and the young lady. And now, ladies and gentlemen, another speech. He is the president of Sri Lanka-China Journalists Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, let me please welcome on stage Mr. Nalin Aponsu.
ගරුතර මහා සංඝරත්නයේ අවසරයි. Honorable Dinesh Gunawardena, the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Q Shen Chong, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Sri Lanka, and dear Madam, all presidents and members of the other friendly associations, distinguished guests and friends, good evening. First of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks to all of your support for our forum, enhancing bilateral relations between China and Sri Lanka for more than 20 years. Let me pay my utmost gratitude to the People's Republic of China for generosity and strong friendship. Let me flag a few thoughts briefly due to time constraints. Our collaboration with the local organization work for the Sri Lanka-China relations in various fields is significant. We are happy that all other organizations have managed to fulfill their responsibility well in midst of various challenges in recent past. We are grateful for the generous support provided by His Excellency the Ambassador and the staff of the Chinese Embassy in Sri Lanka. On the other hand, we are enriched with the support of the All China Journalists Association, a premier association with more than 100,000 journalists. We consider ourselves privileged to be a founding member of the Belt and Road Journalist Network, which include more than 50 countries. We are honored to sign MOU with the non-university in China to further improve the bilateral relations. Although we have had to postpone our planned exchange programs due to emergencies, we expect to start them soon. Distinguished guests and friends, the responsibilities of reporting truth and protecting the legitimate rights and interests of journalists as well as self-discipline and professional ethics have to come under threat for various reasons. I don't need to explain to you the ridiculous and harmfulness of fake news. We all have experienced the pitiful nature of them. Ethical journalist always seeks to ensure the free exchange of accurate, fair, and comprehensive information. An ethical journalist act with integrity. That is the primary objective of our forum. Promoting ethical journalism for the great good humanity is our goal. China is always assisting and sharing technologies for us to move forward. From the ancient era and the present day, China has proved that it is our true friend, not by empty words, but by deeds. My only wish is that this true friendship will last forever. In conclusion, let me present PowerPoint presentation with images related to several projects completed by our forum in the past few years. May you have a wonderful evening. Thank you. China is building bridges to unite nations around the globe, while some states with vested interests are using modern technological tools to show off their power and hurt unarmed civilians.
බටහිර පාර්යේෂකයන් දෙදෙනෙකුගේ ටිබෙට් ප්‍රදේශයේ සංචාරයක් අලලා සකස් කෙරෙනු Chat with China මේ සෙනසුරාදා සවස 4 සිට සාධීන රූපවාහිනී සේවයෙන් ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ චීන තානාපති කාර්යාලය.
Wuhan Jail. Wuhan China. Wuhan Jail. Wuhan China.
Jayaway Sri Lanka. Apilankawata Adri.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Next, it will be a video presentation by Mr. Ajit Dharmawardena. Mr. Ajit Dharmawardena, may I please call you on stage to do your presentation? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ajit Dharmawardena is the Vice President, Sri Lanka-China British Friendship Association. Let me please welcome on stage Mr. Ajit Dharmawardena.
මහාසංඝරත්නයේ අවසර ශ්‍රී ලංකා අග්‍රාමාත්‍ය දිනේෂ් ගුණවර්ධන මැතිතුමනි චීන තානාපති ෂී ජින්පිං මැතිතුමනි නොනෝනි මහතුරුනි අප ශ්‍රී ලංකා බෞද්ධ මිත්‍ර සංගමය පහුගිය වසර දෙක තුල කරපු වැඩ කටයුතු මේ වීඩියෝ දර්ශන වලින් බලා ගැනීමට ඔබ සිල් දෙනාට මම ආරාධනා කරමි.
අතීතයේ සේබ මාවතේ යාවුණු ශ්‍රී ලංකාව හා චීනය අතර චිරාත් කාලයක් තුළ ඇති වූ සමාජ ආර්ථික හා වාණිජ්‍ය සම්බන්ධතාවල ප්‍රධාන සාධකයක් වූයේ බෞද්ධ මිත්‍රත්වය බව පාහියන් හිමියන්ගේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා ගමනය සාක්ෂි දරයි. ඓතිහාසික රාජකීය හා බෞද්ධාගමික සම්බන්ධතා මෑත කාලයේ තහවුරු වූයේ 1957 ආරම්භ කරන ලද චීන ශ්‍රී ලංකා රාජ්‍යතාන්ත්‍රික සම්බන්ධය තුලිනි. 2020 වර්ෂයේ පෙබරවාරි මාසයේ COVID-19 වසංගතය ආරම්භ වීමත් සමග මුළු ලෝකයේම උඩු යටිකුරු වූ අතර මේ අවස්ථාවේ ශ්‍රී ලාංකික ශිෂ්‍ය ශිෂ්‍යාවන් චීනී වූහාන් නගරයේ නිරෝධායනය කිරීමට පටන් ගත්තා. මෙම සිදුවීමත් සමගම ලෝකයටත් අප ශිෂ්‍ය ශිෂ්‍යාවන්ටත් සිත් ශාන්තිය නිරෝගී භාවය ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් ආධ්‍යාත්මික චාරිත්‍ර වාරිත්‍ර පටන් ගත්තේ මහත් ශ්‍රද්ධාවෙන් යුක්තවයි. එම පරිත්‍රාණ ධර්මදේශනා සජ්ජායන මාලාව ආරම්භ කරන ලද්දේ ඓතිහාසික වටිනාකම් රැසක් පවතින කැලණිය විහාරස්ථානයේදීය. ශ්‍යාමෝපාලි මහානිකායේ ශ්‍රී ජයවර්ධනපුර කෝට්ටේ ශ්‍රී කල්යාණී සාමග්‍රී ධර්ම මහා සංඝ සභාවේ අතිපූජ්‍ය මහානායක ආචාර්ය ඉත්තෑපාණී ධම්මාලංකාර මහා ස්වාමීන්ද්‍රයන් වහන්සේගේ ප්‍රධානත්වයෙන් මෙම වැඩසටහන පැවැත්වුවා. ලෝකවාසී පීඩාවට පත් වූ සියලු ජනයා හට ආශිර්වාද කරමින් සිත් සුව පතමින් පිරිත් පින්කම් රැසක් දෙවැනි අදියරේදී පටන් ගත්තා. මහනුවර නෙල්ලිගල ජාත්‍යන්තර බෞද්ධ මධ්‍යස්ථානයේදී එය මහත් හරසරින් ආරම්භ කළා. එහි දෙවැනි අදියර දියත් කරන ලද්දේ අනුරාධපුර නගරයේ ඓතිහාසික අභයගිරිය විහාරස්ථානයේදීය. සසුනේ වෙන්න ශ්‍රී ලාංකික ජන සමාජයේ ආධ්‍යාත්මික ප්‍රබෝධය පුනර්ජීවනය කිරීම උදෙසා දහම් පාසල් නගා සිටවීම ඉතා වැදගත් අංගයක්. මේ අභිවෘද්ධිදායක වැඩසටහන අනුව ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ චීන තානාපති කාර්යාලයේ මූල්‍ය ප්‍රතිපාදන ආධාර උපකාර ලැබීමෙන් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ බෞද්ධ අධ්‍යාපනය ඔප්නංවාලීම පිණිස මේස පුටු ශබ්ද විකාශන යන්ත්‍ර සූත්‍ර නිලැඳුම් දහම් පාසල් 50කට අධික සංඛ්‍යාවට ලබා දීම විශේෂයෙන් සඳහන් කළ යුතුයි. එමෙන්ම ශිෂ්‍යයන් හට පරිගණක පරිත්‍යාග කරනු ලැබුවේද ඔවුන්ගේ පරිගණක දැනුම වර්ධනය කිරීමටයි. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ බොහෝ දුෂ්කර ප්‍රදේශයන්හි ජලය අපවිත්‍ර හා දූෂිත බැවින් වකුගඩු ආබාධ වැනි විවිධාකාර රෝග සීඝ්‍රයෙන් ව්‍යාප්ත වී ඇත. එයට විසඳුම් ලෙස ජලය පානය කිරීමට පෙර පවිත්‍ර කිරීම අවශ්‍ය වේ. ඒ සඳහා සුදුසුම විසඳුම ජල පවිත්‍රාගාර ස්ථාපිත කිරීමයි. සුව දිවයට පැන් දෝතක් වැඩසටහන මගින් සිදු කරන ලද තවත් අතිශය ඵලදායී ක්‍රියාවක් ලෙස පිරිසිදු පානීය ජලය ලබා දීම හඳුන්වා දිය හැකිය. ඒ අනුව පසුගිය කාලය තුළ චීන තානාපති කාර්යාලයේ අනුග්‍රහයෙන් ජල පවිත්‍රාගාර 9ක් ස්ථාපනය කර නිරෝගී ජීවිතයට අවශ්‍ය පිරිසිදු ජලය ලබා දීමට කටයුතු කර තිබුණා. ශ්‍රී ලංකාව හා චීනය අතර තානාපති සබඳතා ආරම්භ කොට වසර 65ක් සම්පූර්ණ වුණා. එසේම චීනය හා ශ්‍රී ලංකාව අතර රබර් සහල් ගිවිසුම් ඇතිකොට වසර 70ක් පෙරුණා. චීනය හා ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ගිහි පැවිදි බෞද්ධයන් එකතු වී 2022 පෙබරවාරි මාස 26 වැනිදා ඓතිහාසික අභයගිරි විහාර භූමියේ මහා සෙත් පිරිත් සජ්ජායනයක් පැවැත් වූ බව සඳහන් කළ යුතුයි. ශ්‍යාමෝපාලි මහානිකායේ අස්කිරි පාර්ශ්වයේ අනුනායක අතිපූජ්‍ය වෙනරුවේ උපාලි නාහිමියන්ගේ ප්‍රධානත්වයෙන් අභයගිරි විහාරාධිපති ආචාර්ය කලංචියේ රතනසිරි නාහිමියන් ඇතුළු මහා සංගරුවන මේ අසිරිමත් පින්කම සඳහා සහභාගී වූහ. කොළඹ මරදාන ශ්‍රී ලංකා විද්‍යාලය විහාරයේ අධිපති මහාචාර්ය මහින්ද වංශ නාහිමියන් ඇතුළු භික්ෂූන් වහන්සේ කොළඹ සිට එම සෙත් පිරිතට විද්‍යුත් මාධ්‍ය ඔස්සේ සම්බන්ධ වූවා. රුවන්වැලි මහා සෑයේ විහාරාධිපති පූජ්‍ය පල්ලේගම හේමරතන නාහිමියන්ද පූජ්‍ය ධර්මජෝති නාහිමියන්ද මෙම පින්කමට එක්විය. චීනී පූතෝ විහාරාධිපති පූජ්‍ය මින්ෂින් නාහිමියන්ද බීජිං නුවර ලිංග්වාන් විහාරයේ විහාරාධිපති පූජ්‍ය චාන් ෂාන් හිමියන්ද සැතපුම් දහස් ගණනක් දුර යා කරමින් සම්බන්ධ වීම ඉතිහාසයට එක් වූ වටිනා අවස්ථාවක්. විදේශ කටයුතු රාජ්‍ය අමාත්‍ය තාරක බාලසූරිය ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ චීන තානාපති චී චොං හොං ජෙනරාල් ශවීන්ද්‍ර සිල්වා චීනී ශ්‍රී ලංකා තානාපති පාලිත පොහොන මහතා ඇතුළු විශාල දූත පිරිසක් ඉමහත් ශ්‍රද්ධාවෙන් යුක්තව මෙම පුණ්‍ය උත්සවයට සහභාගී වූ බව පැවසිය යුතුයි. ඉතා පැරණි මිතුදමක් වන ශ්‍රී ලංකා චීන බෞද්ධ මිත්‍රත්වය දිනෙන් දින වර්ධනය වේවා.
ඔබ සීලන සුබ සන්ධ්‍යයක් වේවා.
Thank you very much. As we have to save time, I would like to now invite the dancing troupe once again. So this is about a song about a hen. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, these beautiful schoolgirls, well trained by their teacher, Miss Sujiva Lienage from President's College, President's Girls School, and they're all dressed up in the traditional jacket and the cloth. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the song is a singular song by Dr. W.D. Amaradeva, Run One, Run Kikili. And it's about the golden hen. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to this beautiful dance troupe of President's Girls College.
Bindu binduran Umarmala Banda gelawata Umarilatawata Kanden pavi Langata basina Ranwan Magiran kikili Ranwan kikili Run, kikili. Bindu, bindu, run. Umarmara. Banda gelawata. Umarilatawata. Kanden pavi. Landata basina. Ranwan. Magiran kikili. Run, kikili. Run, kikili. Guru nati mangaka gos, ugulaka latin epa. Kaluwara galati tani maga. Sirikatmamu Siri denayan makanu epa Pirivara soyama tanikar yan epa සමන් පෙති සුවඳ හදාරයි රන්හිරු රැස් කෙලි දෙරණ සිටින විට මන්දයි තවමත් ළඟට නාවේ රන්වන් රන්වන් මගේ රන් කිකිලි රන්වන් රන්වන් රන් කිකිලි රන්වන් රන්වන් රන් කිකිලි කුන්ද සමන් පෙති සුවඳ හලාරන් රන්හිරු රැස් කෙලි දෙරණ සිටින විට මන්දයි තවමත් ළඟට නාවේ රන්වන් රන්වන් මගේ රන් කිකිලි රන්වන් රන්වන් 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 රන් කිකිලි.
Well, the hidden meaning of the song is not about a hen, actually, a young lad who has fallen in love with a young lass in the village. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, shall we give another round of applause for those beautiful girls? That's the last dance act of this evening. Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, sharing memories once again, I would like to invite Mrs. Naina Vanyarachi, Principal of President's Girls College. And I would like to invite her on stage along with her translator or the interpreter. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Mrs. Naina Vanyarachi, Principal, President's Girls College.
Wishing a pleasant evening to all the distinguished guests present here. It is my great honor to address the respectful gathering regarding people-to-people friendship, education and culture. We had been given a rare opportunity to be part of and work in collaboration with the Association for Sri Lanka-China Social and Cultural Cooperation. We realize how important the friendship between people is after we joined the association and wanted to teach the students as well. Thanks to the guidance of Mr. Abesekara, the chairman, we were able to start our very own Sri Lanka-China language and cultural circle for the youth of our school. And with that, our horizons were broadened. Our students were given the opportunity to experience the people-to-people friendship, education, and culture at first hand. Nearly 60 students, teachers, including me, were privileged to visit China on several given occasions. We have signed agreement with our sister schools in Beijing and Mianyang City. And many students have visited China to complete their higher education, as well as Chinese students have visited our school too. Even during COVID-19, when everything was in lockdown, a youth camp was held online in which students got to experience China, just as if they were there, as well as the students got to participate in competition online, such as the Youth Link, storyboard competition. Also, there were many photos, art and craft exhibitions done with the help of the association on many occasions. During this time period, quite recently, we opened a room dedicated for our Sri Lanka China language and cultural circle, youth society, and had an inauguration for it. When the pandemic affected China, we felt sensitive and held various religious activities for the well-being of the Chinese nation, because China has always been a good friend to Sri Lanka. We also started to teach Wushu and Chinese language at school. I humbly thank you again for giving me this opportunity to speak and for listening to me, and I hope to continue our blossoming friendship with each continuing day. Thank you.
尊敬的各位前辈们，大家晚上好。我叫陆韵雅，我是三高学生。我爱中国，也爱中国的人民。我的学校 President's Girls College Colombo 斯里兰卡，祝你们国庆节快乐！谢谢大家。
I think these young girls speak Mandarin better than the Chinese, I guess. Well, fantastic, good progress. Well done. Congratulations, young students. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now I will have to accelerate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker is someone who should be given an introduction. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker is going to be Mr. Raja Maheswaran. He's an American national who was born in Sri Lanka, came to China in 1974 with a government scholarship, received his bachelor's and master's degree from China's prestigious universities, and remained in China and started his own business. And resonating with China's modernization of science and technology, mainly providing trading, investments, and technology deployment services to the Chinese government and Chinese enterprises alike. After nearly 50 years of rich knowledge of China business theory and practical experience, as well as his outstanding leadership, Mr. Maheswaran has won wide recognition and local and international communities as their business advisor and consultant. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Mr. Raja Maheswaran.
Already a great introduction. It is an honor to be here speaking about my journey through the 50 years of experience in China. And today, thank you very much, Honorable, our Prime Minister and His Excellency, Xi Dashi. I don't have the privilege of a young, beautiful girl standing next to me translating anything, so I will do my best to translate myself. I see 看起来有不少中国人也参加我们今天的这个活动，所以我也可以用一点我在中国学的这个汉语。当然是在斯里兰卡也有很多学校，但是这是1974年第一次斯里兰卡给了我一个机会，中国政府邀请了留学生，我是作为一个第一批留学生，1974年到了中国。Okay, that's half in Chinese and half in English. Okay, so this was in 1974. I was given the greatest opportunity by the Sri Lankan Ministry of Education to study for 4 years in China on a full paid scholarship. So that was amazing because we became the first batch of students. So I'm going to tell you about things that I have came across, although there are a lot of our previous, students who have studied in China will sympathize with me. first time when we took that airplane leaving Colombo, there was no direct flights to China. We were put on a PIA, Pakistan International Airline, and we were going to Karachi, then spending a few days there, and then we take another flight and ended up in Beijing. So this is, we had no idea what we were going to, but we were all just ready to experience China. So why, people ask me, why did you go to China? There are so many countries you could go to. Why China? So this is, again, I have to a little bit back up and tell you, this is in the 1970s, there were Chinese magazines were distributed everywhere in Sri Lanka. I think they've done that in worldwide. But there was an auntie and my father, they used to subscribe that. And this is called the Tungwa Huabao, China Pictorial. Beautiful pictures and all these amazing things that are happening in China was very, very attractive. Amazing things. So it's always in the back of my mind, we should go to China, see what's happening. And fortunately, I was selected, given a scholarship. And the first time I went to your embassy, they invited the students, and I'm a Tamil, and they invited me separate from the other students. I think they must have inviting every parents and the students. First time they are sending people to China for studying. So we went there, and there was a man greeted me in complete Tamil language. It was very shocking, because we never thought that a Chinese person will speak like a native language. And they gave us a introduction to me and my father. And that's the first time we have entered a Chinese embassy, and we got some kind of a understanding of how things happens in China. So when I went to Beijing, it's the same thing. There were people greeting us from the University of Beijing Cultural and Language Institute. That's where we went and spent a few months before dispatching to other universities. So they gave us an amazing welcome, amazing welcome. And I never knew that they never had any students in the past. So people were there giving us, it was like in the October, the end of October, if you have been to Beijing, there's already starting to be cold. And we were coming in colorful Sri Lankan shirts and very skinny pants. And amazingly, they had everything planned out. 所有的事情都是非常详细的准备好了，就给我们的那个衣服啊，就是帽子呀，什么都是已经有，而且是那个以后带到我们的食堂里，告诉我们这是你的食堂，这是你的宿舍，这是你上课的地方，我根本就想不到，他们是第一次接待这些外国人。This and amazingly, this is after 50 years. I come to Beijing, and they were giving us not only money to spend, but also coupons. I don't know if anybody been there during that time. Coupons to buy rice, anything made of rice, and coupons to buy anything made of cotton. We couldn't understand the whole thing. And the amount of money that they were giving us, it's like 120 yuan a month. And my teacher comes and tells me, this is 3 times the salary that I make. But unfortunately, we run out of money in 2 weeks. Going all those places and getting beers and partying, and we run out of money. And then we come and complain, and then we only end up eating in the restaurant. And this is another very interesting thing. Cultural difference. We are Sri Lankans, and we used to eat rice and curry, and you can't expect that all the Chinese cooks will make the food like yours. But amazingly, they did try. And it didn't come very close to my mom's cooking, but it was close enough to call it a rice and curry. But we are adventurous. We are adventurous. We want to try something different. And then me and my other colleagues decided to eat that. There is something called a 1,000-year-old egg. So how that? It's called a 1,000-year-old egg. It's called, actually, it's a preserved egg. There is no 1,000 years. They can't keep waiting for that long to eat that poor egg. But maybe about 2 weeks, they fermented them. Fermented them, and the egg becomes green inside. And you cut it and eat. And we tried that, and we didn't eat anything for the next 3 days. It was so awful. That was 50 years ago. And then the things are happening, things are changing. We are getting adapted to the Chinese way of life. And today in a meal, if there is a sohwadan, that 1,000-year-old egg, that's the first thing I will eat. And it's delicious. 我跟他们说的就是你们都明白了，就是我们这个食文化是非常大的一个区别啊。但是呢，我们都希望是应该是跟中国人做的一样，要去做一些他们能做的，我们也能做，就是为了表达我们的这个努力。我们去吃了这个松花蛋以后，3天就没吃饭。 根本就想不到的一种，没有遇到的一种感受，这怎么可能还能吃？这种。但是现在呢，我就是每一个餐桌上如果有松花蛋，第一个是加着吃的就是松花蛋，这个就有变化了。Anyway, this is the first time, this is after a few years in COVID. I was stuck in Beijing. And now I'm visiting 2 months ago. And unfortunately, this is again the 50 years of what I experienced in China. Now it's happening in Sri Lanka, in Colombo. People are standing in line with the QR code. That is almost like those coupons we were given in Beijing. You won't believe when we went to China, the things that I have used to buy and enjoy and live a life in Beijing, in Sri Lanka, was a lot better. I couldn't buy a soap. In Beijing, you can't even go buy a good smell, nice smell soap. Even that you can't buy. If you want to have a cheese or a milk or something that is a little bit Chinese, a little bit Sri Lankan or Western food, then no, there is nowhere to go. But there were only a store that every foreigners were allowed to go to buy imported products. It's called the Friendship Store. Anybody been to the Friendship Store? Yes. That's the only place that we could go and buy. This is in 1976, 77. And we have come a long way. And I was very homesick. And I was thinking of, let's finish this 4 years and get back home, my beautiful country, Sri Lanka. But things have changed. Things happen. One day, I heard in the news that China has signed an agreement, diplomatic relationship with USA, with America. In 1979, January 1st, they opened diplomatic relations with US, and sooner, few years later, then Deng Xiaoping came and said that he's going to make China modernize, the 4 modernizations, and one of them was science and technology. And it stuck to me. There must be an opportunity. Let's stay here. I was going to graduate, and most of my other friends, they all went back, and I did a different path. I studied, technology in a technical institute. So I was able to translate things even better than the Chinese people. Where there is most of the Chinese translators, they only know the social, political and those kind of terms. And when they go into the scientific interpretation, there was not too many people who were able to speak. And then at that time, China was opening up. I have already graduated, and then I had a Sri Lankan passport, allowed me to travel to most countries in the world without visa. That was in 1979, 1970, 1980. Any country you can go, and you don't really need a visa. Some countries, yes, you do. And most European countries didn't even ask for a visa because of the Commonwealth agreement. So, but for a Chinese person to go abroad, they have to apply to get a passport and apply to get this foreign currency, and going, even they don't understand the language that well, speaking English. So when the science and technology modernization was coming up, and the Chinese institutes of science and technology and Academy of Sciences, they are needing foreign technology and lecturers and relationship, to learn, exchange, technical exchange. So I found that was an opportunity for me to do something. So I did. And that's why after 50 years, I'm still in China. So this is an opportunity that came to me and I grabbed it. And of course, I love my country. Sri Lanka is I'm always a Sri Lankan. You can become Chinese, or you will never become Chinese. It's unfortunately, my color doesn't fit. But even if you live in China after 50 years, you are a Vigoran. You are a foreigner. Doesn't matter how good you're Chinese or anything. They will always tell you, 你还是一个老外，你思想根本跟我们不一样。我们的这个风俗习惯你理解不了。那也可能对，这是我心里想的。我当然能理解了，我就不跟你说而已，这是我心里非常明白。这是一种，现在是50年以后，我还仍然是把中国当作我的家，北京就是我的家。我有我的房子也好，有我的老婆孩子也好，我们就是已经过了这个50年的历史，那就是 friendship. When you come to the friendship, Sri Lanka, China, friendship, and I am a living example. You can become very successful being a foreigner and living in China and do the right things. And China gave me the opportunity, and I will never forget that. And Sri Lanka, I'm always a Sri Lankan. I want this country to prosper. We did a lot of things, I'm always there. And our staff at the embassy is always very helpful. And we lived a very interesting life. And please tell your children, your grandchildren, China is always will welcome you. They will prosper. And let's say, it's the Chinese is going to celebrate the National Day, 庆祝国庆节，就是祝贺你们成功。在北京，我可能这次参加不了，但是我今天是给我这个机会，特别是 for inviting me and giving this opportunity. He gave me 8 minutes. I'm just looking at it. It's already past 8 minutes. So thank you very much. And long live the friendship of Sri Lanka and China. Thank you. 谢谢。
Well,
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Raja Maheswaran. So your nostalgic memories actually, you took us through the Great Wall to those Chinese noodles and all those stuff with a lot of humor. And I'm sure you all enjoyed that speech. So taking us all the way back to 1970s, let's give another round of applause to Mr. Raja Maheswaran. Thank you very much, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we had to catch up time. And now the next personality who's going to come on stage is, well, one of the pioneers in building up these relationships. It's not easy to build relationships with other nations. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this personality had been instrumental to have the tie-ups between the associations and the Chinese government. And as a result of that, well, this personality, this legend who made the bridge between China and Sri Lanka in the modern days, well, he was the only international friend of China in the world who has two important awards, Friendship Ambassador title and Chinese National Day Gold Medal and certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, to address this August ceremony, may I have the honor in inviting Mr. Indrananda Abesekara, President, Association of Sri Lanka-China Social and Cultural Cooperation.
ගරුතර මහා සංඝරත්නයන් අවසරයි. Honorable Dinesh Punawardena, Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, His Excellency Chi Cheng-hung, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, and Madam Jin Qian, Madam Surani Senanayaka, Mr. K.D.S. Ruwachandra, Secretary to the Ministry of Ports, Aviation and Shipping, all leaders of friendship associations, members, friends, school principals, students, media friends, and all the distinguished guests. Today we are together to refrain the strength of friendship between the peoples of Sri Lanka and China. No matter how the world changes, we, the Association of Friendship with China, would like to say that we will not allow the people-to-people friendship between Sri Lanka and China to weaken anyway. This must have been clear to all of you from the speeches of the friendly association leaders who spoke before me. First of all, I would like to say that we organized this friendship forum to celebrate the 73rd anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. Our association is working to organize several programs to celebrate the 73rd National Day of China. One of its welfare program is Friendship with Affection, Mitratte Samga Senehasa. Through that program, we are doing welfare work in several districts of the island, distributing dry food parcels to low-income families, providing necessary equipment to elders and children's homes, providing various facilities to maternity homes, providing educational equipment to school students are some of those hospitality activities. We are getting support from China's various friendship associations, and we started the program yesterday with His Excellency, Ambassador of China, His Excellency Chi Cheng-hung, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, and Madam Jin Qian at the Kaduel Divisional Secretariat and the Municipal Elderly and Children's Home, Vikram Singapura. ASLSSC is a people-to-people friendship with China organization with the objective of strengthening bilateral friendship and mutual understanding. In 25 years, we have carried out large number of social, cultural, and educational programs in China and Sri Lanka for the sake of friendship between our two peoples and for the development of cultural relations. Today, I hope to speak very briefly about the programs that our association has done since the start of the COVID epidemic. As soon as we heard the news of COVID, we organized a Setpirit chanting and Adhisthana Puja for all those affected by the COVID in China and the world. At the same time, we took steps to encourage and comfort the Chinese in Sri Lanka. members of our association went to the homes and working venues of Chinese friends from time to time and extended our hands of friendship to them. We went to see people, including Professor Hao Wei-min, Mr. Chao Ding-cheng, Secretary of Overseas Chinese Association, and Mr. Cheng Jingshan, President of Fujian Chamber of Commerce in Sri Lanka, and also the working sites, including Attanagalla Integrated Water Supply Project and Havelock City. Also, a signature banner with 10,000 signatures was organized from different circles to wish the Chinese people good health. We have done several programs to celebrate 100th anniversary of CPC with interviews, China Mirror magazine of 100 pages, a signature banner with the participation of all friendly associations, and 4 webinars with Sri Lankan, Chinese, and South Asian participants. An exhibition of Chinese art and craft was organized to educate the children on Chinese culture at President Girls School, Navala. In same school, we helped to start a Chinese language and cultural classroom. We organized a painting competition among school children under the theme of Sri Lanka-China friendship and social responsibility on COVID-19 with the support of Embassy of the People's Republic of China in Sri Lanka. 33 schools participated, and today we have organized awarding ceremony for first, second, and third winners. Also, we will donate 18 computers to the schools which paid remarkable interest for the competition. We will present it to 3 schools today. And you can see some paintings here done by the students for the competition. With the support of Chinese People's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries and China Friendship Foundation for Peace and Development, we donated washing sink and spray machines to 40 schools and PPE kits and surgical face masks to hospitals, PHI departments, and Sri Lankan prison. With the help of the regional friendship associations in Guangdong, Hunan, Sichuan, Hebei, and Shantung, we have donated surgical face masks to Sri Lanka Blood Bank, security forces, and to the media channels. Concluding my speech, I would like to extend warm greetings from ASLSAC to Chinese people and we wish all the success for 20th National Congress of CPC, which will be held next month. Thank you.
3.
没有共产党就没有新中国，没有共产党就没有新中国。
Thank you very much, Mr. Indrananda Besekara, for your excellent words. And ladies and gentlemen, now it's another very important lineup in the event. And this is the speech by our guest of honor for this ceremony, His Excellency Qi Zhenghong, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China in Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Qi Zhenghong joined the diplomatic service or the Chinese Foreign Service in the year 1988, and from 88 to 96 as an assistant economist, deputy director of the Operation and Audit Office, Beijing, served the Bureau of Diplomatic Missions. And he has a very long profile to express. To save the time, may I make it very short? And well, the Mr. Zhenghong had been serving Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the People's Republic of China to the Kingdom of Bahrain since 2017, and he's the president of China Institute of Internal Studies. So I have made it very short. So ladies and gentlemen, let me have the honor in inviting His Excellency Qi Zhenghong, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Sri Lanka, to address this ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, the Ambassador of China in Sri Lanka. Yes, sir.
Your Honorable Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, Your Honorable Lin Songtian, President of CPA FFC, Your Venerable Terrors, dear colleagues from all Sri Lanka-China friendship groups, brothers, sisters, and friends, good evening. It brings me great joy and honor to join the glory of friendship reception this evening. The reception is not only a gala for friends, but also a reunion of families. Because all the guests present tonight from all walks of life in Sri Lanka have always been following and supporting the development of China and China-Sri Lanka relations. You are the backbone of the friendship between our two peoples. On behalf of the Chinese embassy in Sri Lanka, I would like to extend my sincerest greetings and most heartfelt thanks to you and your family. Tonight, we are gathering here to celebrate the 73rd National Day of the People's Republic of China. Over the past 73 years, China has gone through a long way with the continued hard-working, reforming, and opening up, and rising to the second largest economy in the world. In the past decade, under the strong leadership of President Xi Jinping, China has made great achievements in various sectors, eradicated absolute poverty, and realized the fourth centenary goal. All of you have witnessed, participated, and contributed to this great process in the human history. At this crucial historic juncture, the 20th National Congress of Communist Party of China will be held after 2 more weeks in Beijing. It will not only draw up a new grand blueprint for China's development, but also bring the international community stronger confidence and higher expectation on China. Let's jointly wish the Congress a great success. Tonight, we are gathering here to celebrate 65th anniversary of China-Sri Lanka diplomatic relations and the 70th anniversary of Rubber Rights Pact. In the face of the current challenging international situation, the spirit of Rubber Rights Pact, namely independence, self-reliance, unity, and mutual support, becomes even more significant. And the traditional friendship between our two countries and two peoples more precious. As we all say, amity between the peoples holds the key to the better state-to-state relations. I have been listening carefully about your speeches and the stories, and deeply impressed and moved. We sincerely commemorate United Minister Philip Gunawardena and Madame Kusuma Gunawardena, who pioneered the exchanges with China, and the later Minister R.G. Sananayak, who signed the Rubber Rights Pact for the great contributions to China-Sri Lanka friendship. Well, we are all also highly gratified to see pupils from David Bolika School in Colombo, Caihe Number 3 Primary School in Hangzhou, and many others from the younger generation are now carrying forward our friendship in a new era. What a joy. In the past year, my colleagues and I have set foot on all the 9 provinces of the island. We named the foundation stone of Hope Village in Hambantota, down the south, and distributed food packs to estate workers in Central District of Nanura area. We visit local villages and financed a housing project for underprivileged families in the eastern coast of Vaticano. And we donated fish gears to underprivileged fishermen in the northern province. I feel myself the sincere challenges facing Sri Lanka at the moment. But I'm also deeply touched and greatly encouraged by the positive minds of his people. It's worth mentioning that when the Chinese scientific vessel Yuan-15 finally docked at Hambantota last month, big crowd from both countries joined me and welcomed the vessel in Hambantota. It makes our belief even stronger that neither COVID-19 pandemic, the economic crisis, the domestic political change, nor internal interference can obstruct the friendly exchanges between our 2 peoples. We withstood all those challenges. Our friendship will only grow unbreakable. Long live China, Sri Lanka friendship. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Excellency Kiu Cheng-jung, and for your great and inspirational words where we can learn a lot. I think you are new to this country, and I'm sure there is another long march for you, for us, together with the associations and the rest of the administrators. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are stepping into, well, the next biggest event in the agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, as we celebrate the 73rd anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China under the theme Glory of Sri Lanka-China Friendship, well, the Chinese National Day painting competition was organized by ASLCSCC, and they organized this painting exhibition with the Embassy of the People's Republic of China to celebrate the Chinese National Day under the theme of Sri Lanka-China friendship and social responsibility towards COVID-19. And 33 schools participated for this competition. And the judges were Mr. Zhao Dencheng, Secretary, Overseas Chinese Association in Sri Lanka, and also Mr. Harold Piris, Media Secretary of Sri Lanka-China Society. So ladies and gentlemen, now we are stepping into the pinnacle, the finale of this competition. So now we are just about to give away the awards, certificates, the prizes, and other donations. To do the honors, ladies and gentlemen, let me have the honor in inviting the chief guest, Honorable Prime Minister of Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Mr. Dinesh Gunawardena, and our guest of honor, His Excellency Ki Zhenghong, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China in Sri Lanka, and also the gentleman who was instrumental in this, Mr. Indrananda Abesekara, President of ASLCSCC, to come on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as they walk on stage. When the names are being announced, I kindly request the head of the institution or the principal of the school and the representative or the participant at the competition to come on stage. Well, we will start the presentation according to the ascending order, starting with the first prize, Sri Lanka-China Friendship and Social Responsibility towards COVID-19. Well, 33 out of 33 schools, the first prize certificate and a cash prize of rupees 30,000 and a computer to the school is awarded to, well, Candy Wushu School. I would like to invite Mr. M.T. Munasinghe, head of the school, Mr. Rohan Mutumala. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. The first prize, certificate and 30,000 rupees and a computer to the school. Candy Wushu School. Congratulations. Well, I think M.T. Munasinghe is the young girl over there. You can come on stage. Yes, be there for the photograph. It is going to be a memorable occasion for you, young lady. So this is Candy Wushu School, the first prize. Congratulations. And the second prize out of 33 competitors, well, the prize, certificate and rupees 25,000 is won by Samadhi Sansala, Vidyakara Girls School, Maharagama. And I would like to invite the principal, Mrs. K.A. Chandralata, also on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a token presentation just for the first, second, and third places. There'll be quite a lot of other donations of computers to the schools. And the third place, prize, certificate, and cash donation of 20,000 rupees. The third place is won by Swapna Katugampola, Sri Rahula Balika Vidyalaya, Malabe, and would like to invite the principal of the school on stage, Principal Mrs. Tanuka Rangodage. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the prize presentation awarding of those prizes and certificates for the first, second, and the third places, and another 300, well, appreciation certificates and computers for 15 schools will be donated. And with that, I would like to say thank you to the ambassador in Sri Lanka from China, and also Mr. Abesekara to move out, while I humbly request the chief guest to remain on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, to address this 73rd anniversary of the founding of People's Republic of China, under the theme Glory of Sri Lanka-China Friendship, may I have the honor of inviting Mr. Dinesh Gunawardena, Honorable Prime Minister of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka and the Minister of Public Administration, Home Affairs, Provincial Council and Local Government to address this gathering. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. His Excellency the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka.
Venerable Ranchi Ratnasri Nayakaswamy Wahansa of the historic Abhayagiri Raja Mahavihari and members of the clergy, Your Excellency, the Ambassador of China in Sri Lanka, Mr. Ho and Madam, office bearers of the Friendship Association, dear friends and comrades. On behalf of the government of Sri Lanka and President Wickremesinghe, I wish to extend my warm, sincere, fraternal greetings on the 73rd National Day of the People's Republic of China. We convey all these warm greetings to the Chinese President Xi Jinping, Premier, leaders, and comrades of the Communist Party of China, with the friendly people of China, and certainly with the friends of China, Sri Lanka, Friendship Associations. The People's Republic of China was promulgated on the 1st of October 1949. After a long, successful, victorious march towards the revolution, with a long and arduous journey led by great leader Mao Zedong, leader Xu Enlai, and the great leaders of China and the Communist Party of China. Excellency, accordingly, China emerged strong in the path of socialism with Chinese characteristics. A new era of development began with the birth of the People's Republic of China. President Xi Jinping said recently that China and Sri Lanka should be praised for setting an example of friendly coexistence, mutually beneficial cooperation between countries. 7 decades ago, at a time when we did not have diplomatic relations, and in a time when barter trade accounts did not exist, China and Sri Lanka signed the Rubber Rice Pact against all odds. It opened the door to friendly exchanges between our two countries and also a new chapter in the economics of the world. This remarkable achievement celebrated its 70th anniversary earlier this year. Non-aligned foreign policy of the progressive government of 1956 established formal diplomatic relations between Sri Lanka and China in 1957. And this stands out as a historic occasion, as this year we celebrate the 65th anniversary of China-Sri Lanka diplomatic relations. Excellency, dear friends, this resulted in promoting political consensus into concrete action and transforming idea recognition into practical results, and promoting policy coordination, facilities connectivity, unimpeded trade, financial integration, and people-to-people bonds. China has been a Kalyana Mitra a very special friend for Sri Lanka. Kalyana Mitra is a friend in difficulty and in happiness both. That is why China is placed as a Kalyana Mitra of our country. The Rice Rubber Pact greatly enhanced trade, aid, investment to expand upon a platform of mutual cooperation and friendship, and was furthered through diplomatic relations respecting Sri Lanka's independence, sovereignty, and safeguarding the unitary territorial integrity of Sri Lanka, for which I would like on behalf of the government and people of Sri Lanka to once again thank you, Excellency, and through you to the President Xi Jinping, the government and people of China. Even in the present situation, China has assured further support for attracting investment, cooperation, tourism, and other fields of joint cooperation. Expanding the new trade agreement, which we are committed in the discussion tables of hopefully to be a very success in the next few months. This great bond has lasted few millennia, as evident through records of the world-renowned 4th century historian, the Buddhist monk Fa Hian. Such exclusive records not only speak of volume in trade and cultural exchanges, but importantly, are the Silk Route in which China and Sri Lanka collectively are able to have great deep roots that bring results. As of today, China has laid the foundation to become a global giant, changing the international balance of power. Its speedy and balanced progress in political, social, economic, poverty alleviation, cultural and scientific, technological, environment and research, and space spheres deserves our esteemed respect. This continuous process to reaffirm and strengthen more than 5,000 years of known great Chinese civilization to earth. More than any other place on earth, and for the first time in history of mankind, today's China has successfully eradicated poverty of over 900 million human beings under its unique economic policy, and set an example to the world the way it adopted a practical economic model. Excellency, China is a true decisive global leader, especially with its leadership and assistance in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, and towards the contribution it makes for prosperity of all nations. May our friendship grow from strength to strength to energize us to work for global harmony and the prosperity of our peoples. In conclusion, I wish to once again extend my warm, sincere, and fraternal greetings on behalf of the people and the government of Sri Lanka on this celebrated day of generations across the world. Thank you. I more.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sir, Honorable Prime Minister of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Mr. Dinesh Gunawardena, for your words of encouragement. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we have come to the end of the proceedings of this evening, 73rd anniversary of the founding of People's Republic of China under the theme of Glory of Sri Lanka-China Friendship. So ladies and gentlemen, to deliver the vote of thanks, may I have the pleasure in inviting Mr. Nishanta Wickramasinghe, Assistant Secretary, Association for Sri Lanka-China Social and Cultural Cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Mr. Nishanta Wickramasinghe.
Good evening, everybody. All the good things comes to an end, and I'm going to thank behalf of all the 5 organizations, friendship organizations who have arranged this 73rd anniversary of founding of People's Republic of China. And thank you very much, Reverend Theros, to being here, and your presence here is a blessing for us, and we are very much thankful to you. And our chief guest, Mr. Dinesh Gunawardena, Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, we are very appreciating and thankful for your support, and present is always encourage us. And our guest of honor, Mr. Q Shen Hong and Mrs. Ambassador to Sri Lanka, and who is the person not only going to north and south, but east and west, and to the central, all over the Sri Lanka, and joining with the people and making friendship more tighter. And thank you very much. And His Excellency Ling Chongchuan, who wasn't here in person, but he had delivered his speech from Beijing, and we were very much thankful his support and his future endeavors. And Mr. Ruan Chandra and Minister Anusha Felpiter and secretaries of our ministries for being with us, and thank you very much for your support always. And the presidents and the association members of China-Sri Lanka Friendship Association, Sri Lanka-China Society, Sri Lanka-China Journalist Forum, Sri Lanka-China Buddhist Friendship Association, and Association for Sri Lanka-China Social and Cultural Cooperation for arranging this session today and attending. And Mr. and Ms. Raja Maheshwaran, and Mr. Maheshwaran, thank you very much for taking into the old and golden memories. And he is the person who was at right place at the right time. And for your information, we don't have China pictorial anymore, but we do have a China mirror. And I think you have given the copy, and it would be very much enjoyable. And thank you very much for sharing your experiences. Thank you very much, dear sir. And the staff of Embassy of People's Republic of China, and thank you very much for your presence and support always. Thanks. And all the principals who have attended here today, and members of Sri Lanka Overseas Chinese Associations, and members of the Chinese Chamber of Commerce, thank you very much for your support and attending over here. Thank you very much. And I wish to thank leaders of the Sri Lanka Wushu Federation, Sri Lanka Taiji Association, Sri Lanka Qigong Association, and Sri Lanka China Youth Friendship Association. Thank you very much. And also our thanks goes to all the members of electronic and print media. And you are the one who takes our works to the world, and thank you very much for your support. And all the distinguished guests, and thank you very much for being with us. And also the dancing troops of the President's Girls College. And not the last, hotel staff, event management team, and all the others here and overseas who have contributed to the success of this event. Thank you very much. Good night, and event will, this will be continued. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The chief guest, His Excellencies, and the guests and the friends, you all are invited for the cocktail session followed by the dinner. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant evening.